are going camping in the next couple of months up north with our good friends, and instead of buying two identical models we wanted to see which one would fit our needs. The build time was about 15 to 20 minutes. By myself wanted to see how long it took and if there was anything missing or how the. But after it was built, I was very glad that we purchased both units with pros and cons. This model does take a little bit longer as there are a total of 5 poles to insert through the sleeves, which always takes longer, but also compared to the Neptune model it seems roomier because of the increased heat. I do highly recommend this product. I love this 4-person family tent. It has spacious room for 4 people. We have tried it in our backyard. The setup is not difficult, there is color coding to direct, and the instructions is sewed inside the bag. The material looks good, aluminum poles connect smoothly, a bit heavier to be a backpacking tent, but it is reasonable as there are 5 poles included. There is double layer, the inner tent has large area of mesh, which could supply a great ventilation and view. The fully covered rainfly is useful for raining day. And we also like the 2 vestibules, good area to keep your shoes and bags dry. We like this 4-person camping tent. Great quality with good price. Looking forward to use it in spring. This is a review of the KAZOO brand, tent model, Neptune 4P. Got this tent because my son's favorite color is yellow and he's active in Boy Scouts. It took about 15 minutes to put it together by reading the instructions. I think the next time we put it together, we could do it in less time. They were well written and easy to understand. This summer heat, this would be great. However, when the rainfly is on, 2 of the side vents are blocked, reducing airflow significantly. I wish there was a way to prop these 2 side vents open similar to the vents on the top of the fly. The tag says it's a 3-season tent, but because of the rainfly going almost all the way to the bottom, I would use this in a Texas mild winter. Overall, it was a good value for the money and would recommend others to purchase. The tent seems sturdy and spacious. I was quite impressed how big it was. Dog for scale. I like the poles since they are all connected with each others by a string, unlikely to lost one of them.
Camppal, and had them send me their smallest lightweight backpacking tent. This one packs down to about 17.5 inches by 4 by 4 and weighs 2.7 pounds. Opened up, it is 8.2 feet by 3 by 3 and a little over 3 foot tall. So very small, and I think it's going to be perfect for my backpacking needs. So let's open this up and see what it is like set up out here in the yard. Because this tent is so small, I feel like we can open it up a little bit here in the shop on the table. So the carrying bag does come with these straps on the side to cinch it down and a carrying handle. The bag, as you can see, is more than enough to hold this tent. I think they probably could have done with shrinking it down by a good 6 inches there. But maybe it's more difficult to get back in than we think. But this side, the bag has got a cinch cord, which is nice to keep everything in place. Go ahead and open this up. Cool, so everything that's in the bag, they've got it tied down here. I will probably be removing these ties just for the weight saving. I can already tell you the floor of this tent is much, much sturdier than most. I like that. Very cool. All right, let's take this outside and get it set up. So let's go ahead and open this up here and see what's inside. It does have the double zipper, so you can go all the way down to the side there. And you do have the toggle and loop, so you can keep this door out of your way. Let's just do this for a second. So the nylon sides are your typical ripstop, but the floor is much thicker. I'm really impressed with that. I don't think you'd need to have a ground cloth with you. So it does have seamed bottom here, so it's got a tape on there, which should keep you good. Some people don't like to have a floor with the seams, but this one's got it. So let me see if I climb in here real quick, what kind of features we've got. It's got, of course, so as far as water goes, nothing got in here for that short little rain. But I am sweating enough that it's about to get wet in here. So, all right. Whew. And here's what the tent looks like when the flap has been rolled up. So if you're looking for a very minimalistic kind of tent with just enough storage space up in the front to keep your things and a sleeping bag and pad, then I believe this is the one you're gonna go for. I actually spent some time looking around on the internet, and this tent here was the lightest with a single pole and the smallest footprint, and fit in the pack well. It just seemed like a really good tent for this kind of, for my kind of camping. So, all right, let's see how well this thing folds back up into the bag.
And today I'm showing you all how to set up the Sierra Designs High Side 1 tent. When it comes to purchasing a tent, some of the most important information deals with the setup process. How easy or how complex is it? You can make that decision for yourself. Now, when it comes to the setup, this is very straightforward, and you need to separate the poles and the stakes, separate the fly. So the corners are staked out. Now it's time to move to the poles. Now, there's something I want you to pay attention to when it comes to these poles. There's a small pole and a long pole. The long pole goes at the top with the door. The small pole goes at the bottom. Take a look at the poles here. As you can see, one end is blue. Carrying on. The other end is gold. Everything here is color coded, so you can get the poles in the right locations. You have a blue clip. This is where the pole connects into. And if you go straight across, you have a gold clip. So the gold end goes in the gold clip. The blue end goes into the blue clip. The same is true. The body's set up with the poles. It is time to move on to the fly. This is very simple. It simply drapes over the top. As you lay the fly over the tent, you will see that there are two sections of Velcro at the bottom and at the top. Those sections need to be wrapped around the poles to secure the fly to the tent. Now that the fly is Velcroed to the poles, you have to address the clips that are in each of the corners. And then go around the perimeter of the tent, finishing staking out the fly. Easy. On a scale of 1 to 10, 0 being super easy, 10 being very complicated, I would give this a 3, 4, something like that. It's very easy, really. It just takes a little bit of time working your way around this tent to stake it out, because it requires so many stakes. Guys, gals, I appreciate you all watching. If you have any questions, make sure to email me. I try to go through the comments, but I can't. There's just too many. Thousands and thousands every single day, and that's because of you all. Thank you guys and gals so much for interacting with the channel, commenting, sharing your thoughts. Share your thoughts about the high side. What do you guys think about this thing? What do you guys think about Sierra Designs as a whole? I'll be the first to admit that I've harped on them a lot over the years in regards to their color schemes. While this one's not perfect, it's not bad. It's not like Teletubby yellow or anything like that. Now, this is a very cool, very interesting military surplus product that you can find very cheaply on eBay. This is a tent that I like quite a bit, especially when you compare it to other military tents. Let me tell you, this thing is quite a bit lighter than those, that's for sure. Now, the purpose of this video is all about the setup, and there are two setups that I'm going to focus on for this video, and everyone, let's get to it. When it comes to the very first setup, we are going to do what Light Fighter refers to as the hasty hooch. You have to have the ground sheet to do this. So start off with the ground sheet. I'm going to use a ground, a plastic one, just to keep everything nice and clean. Next up, you need the poles and the fly, not the body. Once you have those components ready to go ahead and get out your spider pole. Go ahead and put it together. Once you have the spider pole put together, it is time to attach this to the ground sheet. Start in the corners and put the pole in the grommets. So once you have that done on one side, move to the other side and insert the pole. So once you have the pole attached to the ground sheet, it is time to move to the fly, and you are essentially going to throw this over the pole. So once you have that roughly correct, staked out, it is time to pull everything nice and tight. So right there you have it. That is the hasty hooch setup. Now it's time to do a regular setup. I'm going to break everything down and start from scratch for you. Now it's time, everyone, to set up this tent in the regular fashion. Orientate it the way that you wish. And then it is time to move to the pole. Place that over the top of the body. Connect the pole in each of the corners. And that is that. That is how you set up the Light Fighter 1 tent. Now you can go around, tighten everything up. Also, if you're going out in a windy situation, you could stake out the body before you put the fly on. That's what I recommend. But all in all, this is a very simple process. It doesn't matter which configuration that you do, it's nice and easy.
So in today's video, I'm going to show you my ultimate car or truck camping setup. So this is kind of a lightweight setup, but it has everything you'll need and it's also extremely comfortable. So let's get started. Less than 9 minutes to complete the whole setup, ready for the evening. So this is my ultimate car or truck camping setup. I find it's very, very quick to set up. Has everything you need for a couple of nights. Has obviously shelter, got a nice sleeping bag and a very thick mattress, lots of comfort. We also have this little table just to keep things away from the ground. So if you want to actually cook or anything like that, it's nice to have it high up. And also a nice little stool or seat. I actually use it with a UTV, and this is one of the common setups that I use. And I've used this exact setup down to -30 Celsius without too many problems. It's nice to have the addition of the table and the chair as well. You can cook off the ground, everything's close to hand. So you can put a little stove on there, lantern, whichever. And then for the night time, this can easily be folded up and put underneath the tent cot as well. The sleeping bag is a -34 Celsius TETON sleeping bag. I've had good results with this. I wouldn't take it anywhere down to -34. The mattress is very, very comfortable. It's a foam mattress, so it doesn't have inflation. There's no worry about it puncturing. It's a little bit bulky, but that's the only downside. Have to change, it's just the fly. And that could really be a seller, I think. I think lots of people, lots of friends would buy these, combine the two, and it would be a great little living space, even just to keep out the sun or keep the bugs out, whichever, and still have your independent, private sleeping arrangements. So those are my thoughts on the ultimate car, truck, UTV camping setup. This can all be done under 9 minutes setup, and I'm sure I'll pack it up in just about the same amount of time.